Okay, so once again, I'm here to tell you about the third leg of the Magnus Carlsen Chess Tour, and it's named Chessable Masters. Chessable.com is a sponsor, and as you know, Chessable.com is a big-time online chess educational website. So this is interesting. It's another $150,000 grand prize fund, and there's 12 players, top players in the world, of course. They're broken up for this particular tournament into two groups of 6. Here's who's a member of Group A. And here's a member of Group B. So what happens is 12 gets cut to 8 after the prelims, 4 from each group. And then they got quarters, semis, and then finals. But here's one twist. Again, for quarters, semis, and finals, it's best 2 out of 3 mini matches. Each mini match is 4 15-minute games with 10-second increment. But instead of going right to Armageddon, they're going to do an intermediate 2 blitz games if it's a tie after 4. And if the blitz games are tied, then it's Armageddon. So I like that twist, actually. I think it's more fair than just one winner take all. It's more back and forth, back and forth. So anyways, one thing they're doing since Chessable.com is designed to be a training website, to bringing on more of the authors, meaning the people that made some of the videos, some of the books they're talking about, some GMs from around the world, to educate, because they're trying to educate. And the announcing team, the broadcast team, is Peter Svidler and Yasser Seirawan, which I think they make a really great team. I really do. They complement each other. They both played high-level chess in big tournaments, big events in their careers. I do think a little bit that sometimes Svidler scorns Seirawan and doesn't agree. And I'll just use the word disagree, but sometimes he takes issue with what Seirawan thinks or positionally or whatever, and it seems like he maybe scorns him a little bit. I'm not sure. Just my observation. Right. So, in the first group of 5 matches in Group A, a notable game was Erdemov versus Dubov, which Erdemov won 1-0. I'm going to just show you the position here, and you'll see why it was cahoots for Dubov. And Dubov is a gunslinger, but Erdemov, he's a gunslinger too, and the man from Russia got him. Well, they're both from Russia, actually. The next couple of games I want to talk, actually the next 3 games are what I call the Haddam games. So one of the combatants, if you will, had the other guy in what looked to be a down and out position, putting the pressure on. The other guy is playing nothing but defense, and it looks like perhaps it's over, but then they found a way out of it a little bit by little bit, and then bam, they counterattacked, and then it's either a tie or over. So the first was Nakamura versus Hare Krishna. Nakamura had a pawn about to be a queen, and he had his own queen right next to it to guide it, and somehow, and this is the position, somehow Hare Krishna got out of it, and this is how it ended up. Okay, the next one, Carlsen versus Grishek. Grishek had what looked to be Carlsen down for the count. Similar situation. Had a pawn on the 2nd rank there, and queen and rook and the bishop, and everything's looking good, and Carlsen had to play defense, but he got out of it. And so this is how the game ended up in a draw, right here. All right, Carlsen versus Dubov. Well, Carlsen was putting this massive pressure on Dubov. Now, mind you, Dubov was his 2nd during the 2018 World Championship match against Caruana. But Dubov is a gunslinger. So look at Carlsen's position here. When you agree, when you look at that, you say, oh my God, this is Carlsen. He's going to decimate Dubov. Somehow Dubov got out of it, and this is how it ended up. And then last but not least, Hare Krishna got Grishek 1-0. And I'm just going to show you the final position. How he did it? Well, just study the game and you'll see. Let's go over to Group B, the notable matches out of the 5. So, yeah. So MVL beat Caruana 1-0. And to be honest with you, it started off like in this position, and it ended up like this. And the announcer said, wow, Seirawan and Svidler like, wow, that's amazing. That's like a brilliancy, and I have to agree. Just look at it. Just go back and look at it again. I mean, it's wow. MVL, Caruana is the 2nd in the world, but you got to tip your hat to MVL on that one. Okay. And then Caruana versus Guri. Caruana went down in this game too, so he had kind of a rough time, even though he's in second place. But Anish Giri, what's with him? I'm just going to show you the end position. Look at this. This is unusual for Giri. Usually Giri gets in a good spot and then starts playing to not lose and folds his tent and makes a draw out of it. But he got a win out of it. Again, I'll tip the hat. And actually, I would kind of rate that as a brilliancy too. And the announcers said, wow, look at this. So yeah, 2 brilliancies in Group B today. So anyways, so in terms of the points, after day 1 of the prelims, Group A is these points. You see who's in the lead. And it's Artemov. And Group 2, MVL. So anything can happen.